Hello and welcome to this week's Live Local and Loud with Kevin Gaughan. My name's Kevin Gaughan, and in this week's show I shall be chatting to some musicians who like to play live from the local music scene, whose music's best played loud. Later on in today's show, Lee from Prime Band UK will be chatting to Ash from Oceans Apart. And I'll also be playing lots of lovely music from our own homegrown musicians. I hope you enjoy. First up on today's show, we've got a song by Robson. It's from their new EP, which has just been released a few weeks ago. The EP is called No Time to Explain, and this is Eviction Party by Robson. That was Robson and the Eviction Party. Great band to see live. Often when they play live, they have people, musicians guesting on their shows. Like they've had Charlie Jones from Charlie and the Martyrs, as well as Cav, who used to be in Happy Mondays, but now he's in Blitz Vega with the Smiths' Andy Rourke. And I'm sure we'll have some music by them on the show in the coming weeks, because apparently they're working on their new album. So that's Blitz Vega. Now we're going to have a little song by a two-piece band with Danny Greet and Sid Barrett called The Vanishing Point. Unfortunately, they no longer exist now as a band because Danny, for some reason, moved over to Australia a few years back. But still, one of my favourite songs, and this is Adrenochrome by The Vanishing Point. That was Adrenochrome by The Vanishing Point. We're now going to hear from a band who I last saw at the last festival I went to, actually, which was back at the beginning of the year in February at the O2 Academy in lovely sunny Leicester. The festival was called the Together Festival. It was the first time it was on. Next year it's going to be replaced by a thing called Wide Eyed Festival. That'll be in the 6th of February 21. With some big bands headlining actually at the O2 Academy, including Beak, Squid and the Oriels. So that'll be great. Wide Eyed Festival at the beginning of next year. But this is the People Assembly who will be performing at the Wide Eyed Festival. Great little band to watch actually. Manic guitarist. I've got no idea how he can be playing the guitars while running around the stage like an absolute lunatic. But they produce a great sound. So here's the People Assembly and Our Skeletons Balloons. That was the People Assembly and Our Skeletons Balloons. Just to make sure people can't find it on Google, the R is the letter R, not A-R-E. So it's the letter R, Skeletons Balloons. And don't forget, they'll be performing at the Wide-Eyed Festival in Leicester's O2 Academy next year on the 6th of February 2021. Now we're going to play our interview where Lee from Prime UK Band will be chatting to Ash from Oceans Apart. Oceans Apart are one of the many local bands who have been formed from the ashes of various other local bands. So here's Lee from Prime UK Band chatting to Ash from Oceans Apart. But first we're going to play one of Oceans Apart's latest songs that was only released a couple of weeks ago. Great video for this on their Facebook page, and this is called Lovely Things.
This is the end.
What nonsense, darling. Why, I fixed you up last night, and I'll do it again. And then, well, don't forget all the lovely things we plan to do today.
Ha! Forget!
Just to keep the peace, full smiling, scared of my mouth pointing down south. You're everything, fell in a love trap, lost in my map. Kept searching to find the death on no one but several. I feel the weight, she burned me up inside just to see me cry. I won't run, no I won't never hide. Anchor around my legs for you to feel something. I don't believe in it, it's just a power drag. Anchor around my legs, I'll sink your belly ship. Make sure you feel the hit. You held me back, but damn one. Rain of roses, turkey poses, they're choking me. Slowly poking, still you're hoping. You're everything. You ring like a drill, you give me the chill. There goes the thrill. Like decoy duck, you're breaking my clock, and soon it'll stop. Prowess of a queen, but colder than ice, you just did it twice. So soon you'll be gone, so just run along, I'll send you the song.
This is the end.
Anchor around my legs for you to feel something. I don't believe in it, it's just a power drag. Anchor around my legs, I'll sink your belly ship. Make sure you feel the hit. You held me back, but damn one. Blood on the walls, instead of arguing, it's all. You wrap me around your finger. Now I'm creating blisters. Forget anchor around my legs for you to feel something. I don't believe in it, it's just a power drag. Anchor around my legs, I'll sink your belly ship. Make sure you feel the hit. You held me back, forget. Anchor around my legs. Don't take it now, baby. Don't take it now, baby. Anchor around my legs. Don't take it now, baby. You held me back, forget that.
We are live, local and loud. I'm Lee Hare from Prime UK Band, and that particular track that we've just played there was Lovely Things by Ash Ingram, who is with me today from the band Oceans Apart. How are you today, Ash? You well?
Hello, how are you? You all right, Lee? Nice to be speaking to you, mate.
Oh, I'm all right, mate. Thank you very much, and good to be speaking to you. So, how's the response been to the new track since you've released that end of last month?
Yeah, it's gone down great. I mean, BBC Introducing have played it for us. It's been on BBC Radio Leicester. Hopefully, Johnny Doom of Kerrang will play it because he's played our last couple of tracks and he's normally pretty good to us.
Oh.
And the video's already had like 5,500 views, so we're over the moon with the reaction so far. Yeah, really positive.
Things just seem to be building with each one. Let's hope that Kerrang keep that momentum up for you, because the material's excellent so far, really well produced. So you were going to tell me a little bit about how the band formed originally. Then, how long have you guys been going now?
Yeah, we got together in October 2018. Basically, I've pretty much grew up with 3 of the members. They're all brothers, Leon, Kyle and Jordan. They've all grew up with each other. We've always been in music, playing in bands. Me, Kyle and Leon. I was in a band called Formal Warning, and then a band called The Reckless Youth. We were thinking of giving the band The Reckless Youth another try, but a couple of the other members obviously are dedicated to another band, which is absolutely fine. And I have known Kyle Palmer, the drummer, for a very long time, and I asked him to sort of get involved, and he seemed well up for it after a bit of convincing. And then in he come, and the rest was history, really. Yeah, and we love it.
Fantastic. So you've just been building on that momentum that you've had in your previous bands, and kind of got that kind of. You think you've got that Leicester supergroup kind of vibe to you now? Then, would you say?
Oh, I'd like to say so. I mean, listening back to the music in my old bands and our old bands, I would certainly say the sound has progressed as we've got older. Certainly it's a lot heavier now, which is definitely more up my street. But yeah. We do just enjoy it, and we've all got a lot of experience in the music scene.
You're feeling like it's going in that direction that you probably originally had in mind, but often things can get curtailed, can't they, with the different directions and different band members. But you feel that you're probably in the best place you've ever been in terms of what you're doing and stuff like that.
1,000,000%. I just think there's a connection between sort of all 5 members at the minute, that we know each other very well. We've all got a similar sense of humour, and there's, like I say, it's a nice vibe in the band. We all get on. We're all good friends. 3 of them are brothers, so we all know where each other's at, which is nice, to be honest.
Come on, Ash, you revolted me. You've got to be throwing like beer cans at each other and back in the studio. Well, I'm going to ask you a little bit about Kyle in a minute anyway, because obviously you were saying how much you wanted to get him on board, but we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to play the track Can't Save You Now. You want to tell me a little bit more about this particular one, one of your older tracks, I believe?
Yeah, I'm going to be 100% honest with you on this one. We wrote this song, and then we listened to the lyrics, and we couldn't believe how scary it was in terms of sort of what's going on in 2020, in terms of sort of the pandemic, the things like the bushfires that happened and stuff like that. And also at the very end of the video, we've got sort of 2 hands, a black and a white hand, making a love art sign. This was before any of the sort of Black Lives Matter stuff, so it's weird. It was quite a song that I felt like predicted 2020 in a track, really. And there is a video for that on YouTube. It's more like a graphic video, and you'll see what I mean if you see that. It's certainly a bit strange in how accurate it is for this year.
I'm not going big-headed, but don't go writing any songs about me then. And, I'm going to play Can't Save You Now. This is by Oceans Apart.
Can't you see it? The next in line is the one who took my eyes, and now I'm the next in line. He took my eyes. This is what's burning.
That was the eerily prophetic "Can't Save You Now" by Oceans Apart. And I'm here with Nostradamus himself, Ash Ingram from the band. And so basically, we were talking about your producer and drummer and video maker all in one, the man of many talents. You were saying how much you tried to get him on board. You had to really persuade him to join the band. And can you tell me a bit more about him?
Yeah, we did. He was in a band called Flip Like Wilson on the Leicester music scene for a number of years, a pop punk outfit, and we've always been close with him. He worked at Music Junkie, so we were always going in and sort of buying things in the shop, and he was always talking to us about how he was getting on in terms of production and what he was doing in terms of music. And we knew that Flip Like Wilson had parted, and he'd not been in a band for a while, and we asked if he was interested. The first time, the guitarist asked him, Jordan, and he was like, "Oh, not for me. I think I just need a bit longer and stuff like that." And then he finally sort of said, "Yeah, okay, I'll give it a go as long as it's sort of not half-hearted." And well, the rest is history. So yeah.
What was the thing that you think persuaded him to do it? What was the kind of thing that sealed the deal?
I personally think it was more the fact that we'd all sort of committed and said, "Listen, it's not going to be a mess about. We're actually pretty serious on trying to, just keep busy and do it as much as we can, like getting around the country to do stuff." And he was happy with that, because we have stuck to it for now. We've already been on a UK tour, and obviously this year's altered things. We did have one planned, and that's been moved to next year. So yeah, hopefully things pick up.
I think with every band, I think you're only as good as your weak link, really, aren't you? And so it sounds like you guys at the moment not really got that weak link there. Touch wood, that continues for you. I'm going to play a track now called "Snake Around My Heart," which is was that done by a different director, that particular one, or was that Kyle as well? That one.
The audio's recorded by Kyle, but we actually go to somebody called Nick Shields, who does a lot of work for Netflix, and he's done videos for some pretty big bands. So he's a professional videographer, and we pay him when we want a major release. So because Kyle does enjoy doing it, and he does enjoy throwing the videos together, but when we're looking for something that we're looking to push to sort of major video sort of platforms and things like that, we do like to sort of get his hands in his pocket and make sure that we've got the job done absolutely perfectly.
And what did you think of these? Just for anybody who's listening in, for the Oceans Apart "Snake Around My Heart" video, you've got actual snake around your neck. Are you a snake fan, or?
I was absolutely terrified. I was sort of shaking, and the guy surprised me on the day with the actual snake, because I knew I was getting sort of the prosthetic on one side of my face, but I didn't know that I'd be having sort of snakes crawling around my neck, and they just turned up with them.
One of those occasions where you're glad that they probably didn't tell you beforehand, us.
I wouldn't have turned up. That's true.
Right, we're going to blast that track out now and let you check out this track by Oceans Apart.
Sometimes I call. You live in the dark, stand for a heart full of watching. Master the art, sit on the throne, study the crown. Your colors have shown, true to the bone, like to the stone. Claiming his love, I've had enough, coming you thought you were stubborn till my ears were working for you and your dangerous plans. But my brain was working and you are still searching to blame me your venomous hand. Forgive me for thinking you thought we were sinking, but here is for something instead. My fire's burning and I'll be returning each and everything you had planned. You live in the dark, sleep for a heart falling apart. Master the art, sit on the throne, study the blood. Your colors have shown, true to the bone, into the club. Claiming his love, I've had enough, calling you love. Each time you tested me, each time you crossed the line and fell behind.
We are live, local and loud. I'm Lee here from Prime UK Band with Ash Ingram of Oceans Apart. That was their song, which was Snake Around My Heart. Now, you had a big album launch last year. Obviously, you've not been able to capitalise on the gig front this year, but you had a launch at the O2 for your album Fearless, which was summer last year, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, we sort of played at the O2 Academy #2. We did sort of jump in both feet really, because we'd only really been in a band and an existence for sort of a year, and obviously the capacity of that room's quite big. But we done a solid enough job in getting a bit of a crowd down there, and the album launch was successful on the back of the touring the album as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. And you had two supports with you, both Leicester-based. Is it We Give In and Finches of Attica? Was that one?
Yeah. I mean, both really talented bands. We Give In at the minute are pumping some great tracks out. I've loved the last two that they've released, and Finches of Attica did release one about 6-7 months ago. They've not released anything for a while, but I still really enjoy the track, that Kill Switch, that they released. Yeah.
Oh, great. So you had a great night, great atmosphere. Well, the O2 #2, my band Primes played there previously, and it's got very good atmosphere to the room, and it's nice sound in there, and great vibe to the venue as well, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it's a brilliant venue. You can always rely on the sound in the O2 Academies, I think.
You think it'll launch big with the in the new year, then with a gig, a place like that, then maybe just to get that big.
Maybe, but we really like the screen, at the Shed on the main stage, because they've basically got like a graphics screen. And what we did when we played there last time is sort of had a video going along with all of the songs, because we played to a click, so everything was in time, and we have sort of like visuals going on. So
Right.
We're hoping maybe to do something a bit cool and trendy with that, some lighting, some visuals, and maybe do it at the Shed because it's in the town centre.
So they do a great job at the Shed. It's looking really nice now. Hopefully they'll be back open soon. So if anybody wants to check out Oceans Apart, it's facebook.com/Oceans Apart Music. And on Instagram, it's Oceans_apart. And Twitter, it's got 2 underscores. So it's _Oceans_apart. Let's just make sure we get those bang on, because it can kill many a band having an extra underscore. So have a great one then, Ash. Thanks for your time tonight and coming on the show. And very best of luck. Hopefully get to see you live when you do finally get to perform this very good new material that you've got out there.
Thank you. No, thanks to you and Kev for having me. It's always nice to be on speaking to people doing such a great job. So thanks, guys. Cheers.
Absolute pleasure. All the best. Have a good evening, Ash.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
That was Lee from Prime UK Band chatting to Ash from Oceans Apart. Must admit, I can't wait to see them perform at the Shed if they're using the great big screen at the back there playing their videos. I've seen other bands do that before, and it really is an immersive experience. Staying with the rock genre for a little longer, we're going to play a song by one of my favourites. Yeah, I know I've got a lot of favourites. It's a song by Scam. It's recorded live at I think it was at the Musician a few years back. I was actually at the gig, amazing gig, absolutely packed, hot and sweaty. All the best gigs are. This is a classic song by them called Going Away.
This song's written about hard times. What does it feel like? What does it feel like when I'm away? Time is a healer. Time is a healer, that's what they say. We don't have long left. We don't have long left to save this day. We're facing a journey. Facing a journey from our body. Like angels in my ears. Heal me, make me stronger. Take my hand and take me away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What does it feel like? Already know that much is true. Facing the demons, facing the demons I face with you. We don't have long left. We don't have long left to save this love. We're facing a journey, facing a journey from our body. Take it away. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was Going Away by Scam. Scam have been on the scene now for, that'll be about 9 years now. They're next going to be playing at the HRH NWOCR Festival. That's the New Wave of Classic Rock Festival. That's at the O2 Academy on Sunday the 24th of January 2021. Crikey, we are going to be busy at the beginning of next year. So that's Scam at the HRH New Wave of Classic Rock Festival in Leicester. Now it's time for a bit of Siobhan Matsey. She's now playing with a band, but this was recorded about 5 years ago on her solo EP back in 2015, and it's called Glitch. And just listen to these lovely vocals. was Siobhan Matsey and Glitch from her solo days. Okay, so the last song we're going to have on today's show is going to be one from a band that are sadly no longer with us, called the Junipers. This is from the 2015 album Cut Your Key, and it's called Sheena.
Sheena, say Sheena, it's alright. Sheena, say
was the Junipers and Sheena, which pretty much concludes this week's show. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. Don't forget to see everything that's on the local music scene, including the dates of upcoming gigs and live streams now that some of the venues are opening their doors. You can always check out www.musicinleicester.co.uk. There'll also be a podcast of today's show, and also you can listen to all the previous shows as well that we've done here on Hermitage FM, live, local and loud with Kevin Gaughan. Okay, so have a great week, and I very much look forward to seeing you next week.